Hello and welcome to this brand new video. And then in this video we are focusing our attention on introduction to measures. And then recalling from our last video, we looked at calculated columns, and drawing a contrast between measures and calculated columns. I think it will be fair enough to give a little bit of explanation on calculated columns before we move on to measures. Now, calculated columns generate values for each row. That means the value of a calculated column is referenced from each row of that value in the new calculated column, and then they are visible within the table. Visible within the table means you can see it here. It's very visible. You can see it based on the reference from the referenced column. Now, calculated columns understand row context. Row context means they are the output of a calculated column is referenced from each individual single row. So this one is referenced to this one is referenced to this one. That is row context. And then they are very great for defining properties based on each row. But when it comes to aggregation, like sum, count, and etc., they are very useless because they are based on row context. Now, this brings us to measures, and somebody will ask, what are measures? Now, unlike columns, measures they aren't visible within the table, and then they can only be seen within a visualization like a chart or matrix. It's quite similar to a calculated field in an Excel pivot. Measures are evaluated based on filtered context, and which means that they recalculate when the fields or filters around them change. Like when a new row or column labels are being put into a matrix, or a new filter is being applied to a report. And when we get to the report section, you get to understand how filters measures work based on a filtered context. And the measures are very great, and then they are used to create numerical and calculated values that can be analyzed in the values field of a visual report. Talking about the values field, when we go to the visual report, let me just put poll in a visual. Now this is the valid field, and it's a perfect field for creating the measures or representing measures in your worksheet. So let's have a very quick example of a measure. Measures are created all along when you are creating tables for visualization, but with the help of DAX, together with measures, you can create measures based on what you want, what you need for your current visualization or your project. So let me go to WCs. This is just for test purpose. We will get there and you get to understand how things work within using measures. Okay, so let me just drag product key here. Right. And then as we understood, we said measures they are used to create values that can be analyzed in the values field of the visual report. Now here's the values field, so let's drag some fields into it to act as a measure or to use as a measure. So I'll drag order quantity to the values, and I'll drag with the okay, I think it's good for now. So we have a very nice table here, and then all what we were talking about is that it's used to measures can be used to create calculated values. Now looking at what we have here, I have product key of a product and order quantity. So the whole aggregation here sums up the entire sum of the order quantity per product key, and that's what we have here. So basically, just like you said, they are used to create numerical values and calculated values for a visualization, and then it can be placed in the values field. Now measures can be adjusted based on the sum, and as you can see, we have the sum. So should we choose average? We have an average total for each product or the quantity of the product key. And then also should we choose minimum, we have the minimum value per quantity of the product that a customer is buying. And should we choose count discount, that means it eliminates duplicated values and then it counts it for us. So that's a bit of measures that we can use in our visualization, and then as we move on along, we are going to see a lot of these and more practices that we can see how we go about our data. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.